What's going on, y'all? Today I really want to explain to you guys why you will fail as a notary. And I know this, don't get me wrong, I know this sounds dark. And I know some people might be thinking, like, why would you start off by saying why you'll fail as a notary? You're supposed to be enlightening people. But honestly, after all the coaching calls I've done, all the people reaching out to me asking how to get their notary business or their signing service to the next level, I'm starting to realize patterns. And after you've taken a lot of calls, what you start to realize is like, the excuses are all the same. And I'm starting to realize the people that are successful and the people that are unsuccessful in the notary business have one thing that's different. And I would really say it's that mental shift. The ones that are successful have made that mental shift. And I'll go into that to you guys to like explain it a little better. So for example, usually when I'm on the calls with people and then just kind of like seeing what their notary business is, what I realize is the amount of excuses that the unsuccessful have is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous to the point where it's like, damn, they don't even realize that they're fighting for the reason why things aren't working. So, for example, I've speaking to mothers, speaking to fathers, speaking to grandmothers, grandfathers, single people, people that are engaged, and I'm realizing, like, for example, one of the people that I was speaking to is a grandmother, right? She wanted to leave her business, she wanted to leave her job, and she wanted to really focus on the notary business. But for example, when I was asking her how much time she had available, she basically didn't have any time. She didn't have any money, and she didn't have any time. And what I always tell people is you're either going to pay with one, you're either going to pay with money or you're going to pay with time. But then what I started to realize is as we spoke through things, as we walked through the process, we realized that she did have the time. The reason the reason why she was just saying that is because she had a lot of other things going on in her life as well. So she said, "Oh yeah, I have grandbabies. I got a husband to worry about, and I got work to do." And to be honest, although I do empathize with her, the reality of the fact is, excuse me, the reality of the fact is the world doesn't care, and I can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, I understand. All you have to do is do this, and that, and your notary business will work. But it doesn't work like that. The best thing I can tell you guys to do as a coach is don't fight so hard for your own excuses. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you have a job or you have reasons that you can't go, the best thing you can do is start off your questions or start off asking yourself, how can I make this work? So like I always say, Simba and I, which is one of my business partner, we try to start off sentences like this. We don't like to be like, oh yeah, I can't do this because I have work, or I can't do this because I have that. We always start off by just saying how can, because when you start off saying how can, it kind of opens up your mental framework and gives you ideas on what you can do. But when you're saying like, oh, I can't do this because of my job, and I can't do this because of this and that, you know what I'm saying? You've already fought for that reasoning. You've already justified it, and you've already fought for that reason so hard in your head that it's going to be impossible for you to see a way out of that situation. And like I said, guys, business is serious. You know what I'm saying? Like I get on here, I'm funny, I'm handsome, I'm charming, I make you guys smile. I'm just boosting myself up. I'm being silly. But anyways, I come on here, I talk to you guys, I keep you entertained, I tell you about the notary business. But the one thing I don't want to do to you is lie to you. And I can't sit here and say like, basically what I'm trying to say is the world doesn't care. The world doesn't care what the hell you're going to. It doesn't care what your struggles are. It doesn't care how much money you have. You have to have such a relentless spirit and personality that you're willing to do what you need to do, excuse me, in order to change your current situation, whether that might be financial, spiritual, emotional, but you have to fight. And what I tell people is, like, after talking to them, the ones that will become successful are the ones that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. You see what I'm saying? And I always kind of say this when I'm on the call too. And you can tell when a person's sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. And basically what that is just saying like you're just tired of always You're tired of struggling. You're tired of saying that you want a way out, but you never find a way out. You're just tired of all that BS. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're tired of going through the whole poverty struggle, and you're just tired of being broke. You're tired of having to live check to check. When you're actually tired, like, because a lot of people genuinely think that they're tired. They genuinely think that they're fed up. They genuinely think that they're tired of being broke, but they're not. You're just comfortable enough to stay in the current situation. But when your back is truly against the wall, when you're truly sick and tired of being sick and tired, and it hurts you more to stay in this position than it does to change, that's when things are actually going to change for you as a notary. And the reason I say most notaries fail, which is true, the reason I say that most notaries fail is because they're comfortable enough to pay their bills and survive enough just to get to that next month. And that's the problem with being comfortable. If you're uncomfortable, at very least you want to get out of that situation. You want to be at least to the point where you're comfortable and your head is above water. But when your head is just above water and you can breathe a little bit, most people will stay at that point where they can just breathe enough. But if you were underwater, you would get out that water as fast as you can. So you kind of have to train yourself. Like, if you have a job, if you have money coming in, if you have the resources to at least stay alive, in a way, you have to kind of lie to yourself and talk about how much you hate your situation to yourself. You have to go around complaining to people and saying like that. But you have to be like in your head, oh my gosh, I need to be out of this position. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of being here. I'll do whatever it takes to get up out of this situation. You have to be more scared of staying in the current situation than you are of the change that you don't know is yet to come. Because at that point, when you're tired of and you're scared of being in that same position, which you are in now, like I said, you'll be willing to do whatever you can to get up out that situation. And when I'm on calls and I'm talking to people, I can see it's amazing to me that you get from talking to like hundreds of people and learning different personalities, and I've developed the skill over time, but you're able to see when people are right there at that point of being sick and tired of being sick and tired, but they're not quite there yet. You can see that they're like, oh, they're almost ready to make the step. They're right there, but then that self-doubt just creeps in their head. And it's like, nah, you don't want to do this right now. Just relax. It's very sad to see. It's very sad to see. So like a pro tip and something that I had to do as an entrepreneur, especially like just in business period, is as I became more successful in the notary business and in business period, I've realized that you kind of have to manufacture your uncomfortability. You remember when I said that if you're too comfortable or if you're in a place of comfort, you're gonna kind of stay there. You're not gonna really want to push past that comfort. You only really move when you're uncomfortable. That's why what I do is I make myself uncomfortable on purpose. So what I'll do is I put myself in more difficult situations until I put some sort of restriction on myself so I can pass something. So case in point, I make money from my notary business and all my other companies. So I'm very much so in a comfortable place where I can relax. But how I avoid that is by saying, okay, Knowledge, you cannot take a hot shower until X, X, and X. Okay, Knowledge, you have to sleep. And I know it sounds extreme, guys, but this is kind of like the mentality that I have, and it's helped me to like shake up out of that loop of comfortability. So yeah, I would tell myself, okay, you cannot have a hot shower until you get 5 notary clients for the week. If you didn't have 5 notary clients for the week in total, then you're sleeping. Then you got to take cold showers until you do that. Because what that's forcing you to do is like, okay, you hate taking these cold showers. You're gonna do whatever you can do in the daytimes to hurry up and make sure that you can get 5 clients. You have to kind of place some sort of restriction on yourself so you're pushing. And this is for the people that are like, if I could be talking to you, if you could be comfortable to the point where it's like, you're not sure if you're too comfortable or not, doing things like this helps a lot. Another thing I would say is like, I have this sleeping bag, and what I would do is I would lay it on like the hard ground, and I wouldn't sleep in my bed. And I would tell myself, until you reach $7,000 for the week, you can't lay inside of your bed. You have to sleep on the ground. I'll tell myself, you have to sleep on the ground until you make at least $7,000 a week. And it sounds crazy, but it works. and I can 100% tell you this, and this is not even something I like to share because I just don't like to share this, but it will help you guys. And you have to do things that are gonna shake you out of that system of comfortability, of that loop of comfortability. What I call it is getting caught in a bad loop. And that bad loop is like excuses, not doing what you need to do, living paycheck to paycheck, complaining, miserable, trying to find a way out, excuses, and you know what I'm saying? That same loop. In order to break out of that bad loop, you have to do things that shake you out the loop. And how I shake myself out of any type of loop that I'm in is by doing something a little extreme that kind of like snaps me and wakes me out of that comfortability loop, that negative loop, that bad loop. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'll do things like, all right, you have to take a cold shower until you do this. Okay, you have to sleep on the ground. Okay, you can't get a haircut. And it wakes you up and just tells you like, hey, get your shit together, knowledge. Why are you being comfortable right now? You're in a comfortable place, but if you stay in that comfortable place, you will never grow past to where you want to be. So doing things like this, like these little mental shifts or breaking the bad loop, this can help you. I know this is not like, this can help for any notary, breaking a bad loop. And this has helped me out so much, guys. I know it's not like specific notary knowledge, but when I tell you, like, I know a lot of you guys don't like to hear about the mental blah blah blah, mental not mental health, but these mindset stuff. But it's so important. Like, I don't understand how to explain it to you guys any better. Just trust me. If you're in a loop, shit is not changing for you. You need to break out of that bad loop. You guys understand how to break out that bad loop. But this is why most people will fail as a notary, because they won't do these things. It'll seem a little too extreme for them, or they'll think, oh, this doesn't apply to them. Everybody thinks it doesn't apply to them, but then why are you still in the same place that you were a year ago? Why is your notary business in the same spot that it was 3 months ago or 5 months ago? You should always be growing. If you're not growing, you're dying. You're stuck in a bad loop and you don't realize it. But hopefully this wakes some of you guys up. Hopefully this smacks you at the back of the head and it brings the light to you, like, oh shoot, I'm stuck in a bad loop. I need to get out this loop right now. And you have to do something a little bit extreme. You can either do something a little bit extreme, or your why needs to be extremely strong to the point where it breaks you out. But the best thing I've found for myself, and maybe it can help for you, is something physical. Because when I'm physically uncomfortable, I'll do whatever I need to do to stop being uncomfortable. So hope this helps. This is why most notaries will fail. And I hope this works for you. I hope this helps. If you found any value from this video, please just let me know in the comments below. A quick little comment don't hurt anybody, and leave a review as well. I'm sorry. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. But anyways, I got a surprise for you guys at the end of this video. Check it out, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. If you found this helpful, make sure to join our free Notary Knowledge Academy. It's the #1 community for all notaries. And if you need one-on-one mentorship on how to grow your business from 3 to 8K plus in your notary business, all the links are down below. Go ahead and click that, and I'll see you guys on the inside.